WOVU 95.9 FM. Eddie Scott, the front man, is going to be joining me shortly. So is Brandy as well. And I am super excited to be here. It is a victory Sunday, which is something that we had as the Cleveland Browns defeated the Baltimore Ravens 13-3. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that was coming? Because Tyler Huntley pretty much has um, he had the ability to dominate this game, and he didn't, because I consider him to be Lamar light. I consider him to be a really good quarterback. So I was a little bit nervous for him. With the situation that the Cleveland Browns is facing, that there is a slim, albeit a very, very slim possibility that they can make the playoffs. They would need a lot of help from a lot of people, and typically we don't get that help when we find ourselves in these situations like this. So that's one of the things that the Cleveland Browns needed, was a huge win over a division rival, over the Baltimore Ravens. That rivalry has pretty much been dominated by the Ravens, and I believe the Cleveland Browns had not won against a team since 2019. So that was huge to be able to get a win, because they haven't been able to get a win in the past 4 years against this team. So that was pretty big, and it's a win over a division rival, somebody who is directly challenging the Cincinnati Bengals for the division right now. They're neck and neck, and now a loss separates them. But they got knocked down a little peg. So that's something that's very exciting as well. So at the end of the day, you're going to watch this competition between Baltimore and Cincinnati to see who's going to actually win a division and get a bye, possibly going into that first round of the playoffs. So the Browns being able to beat the Baltimore Ravens is something that's so big. I don't think a lot of people realize that, even though they're not really going anywhere. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, even though they have the possibility of doing so. I don't think it's going to happen. And that was a big win for confidence. And one of the things, you want to end the year off right, because how you end the year could possibly start the year for you. So you want to end on a good note too. And I got the front man here in studio with me. What's up, Eddie?
Yes. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if they can hear me, but y'all can. Oh, there we go. Yes, I'm here. How y'all doing?
I had to get the right mic on.
Yes. It's good.
What's up, front man?
Nothing much, man. Enjoying this Victory Monday.
Yeah, it's Victory Sunday, bro.
It was Sunday too.
Victory Sunday.
We did play Saturday. I was working a lot, so I lost a lot of days.
Yeah, that's okay. But how big of a win? Even though they have the slimmest hopes.
They're not ready.
I know, and they need a lot of help to do it. And typically, we don't get that help.
It's too much help.
Typically, we never get that help when we need it. So, but a win like this, what does that mean? To this team, with everything that they've had to go against.
Big win. It was a huge win. We needed this win against Baltimore. And the fashion we win was basically by defense, because our offense didn't look too good, but our defense definitely looked way better in this matchup than normal. Especially our pass rush. Our pass rush was on point. I actually liked it. We didn't get that many sacks this game, but we definitely made a big difference. Like Miles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney made a huge difference in this game. So
Denzel Ward too. Don't forget about Denzel Ward.
I can't forget about Denzel. Denzel balled, man. He looked real good. He looked like Denzel of old, man. And that's what we need back. We need those players to come back and be those stars that they are, to be the stars that they are. You know what I'm saying? So for me, great victory. Got a little bit we could cleaned up, but overall great victory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how was you expecting Tyler Huntley? What type of game were you expecting to have? Because I was expecting him to have a good game, because he played very well against. I lied. I told the audience we hadn't won since 2019. We won last year when Lamar went out. Remember that time when he went out on Monday Night Football? Yeah, he came back. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so the last game, Lamar got carted off, and Tyler Huntley came in for him and looked just as good as Lamar, and almost brought them back to beat us.
To be honest with you, I don't think they trusted him enough this game. To be totally honest with you, I think Harbaugh did not trust Huntley enough this game. to let him play his game. I mean, they was leaning real heavily on the run, which is fine. But there was opportunities where if you just would have tested the pass game, you probably could pick them apart. But I appreciated them not trusting him. I mean, but J.K. Dobbins was balling, so I understand why they were leaning more on him because he had over 100 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
He was running pretty much running through it, so I understood why. But then when you call it the pass plays, you know what I'm saying? Like I think we said this last week. How you call a play a good play, but at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's how the Ravens, which is great for us.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling the right plays, but at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with that. Do it every time you play us. I agree. Do it again. You know,
Which probably won't happen to be far few and in between.
yeah, but in this situation, I appreciate that. You know, and you guys they let the snow get them, which is like, come on, man, y'all from Baltimore. It don't
You
snow.
think they let the weather get to
I
them?
think they did. I think Baltimore let the Ravens get to them. I don't think the Browns did. They like, okay, we gonna pass and run. But the Ravens, yeah, they did a lot of running this game, way more than they do all year long.
Mm-hmm.
They average more runs this game than they did all year long. And yes, they are originally a run team. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
compared to what they're averaging this year, they did way more this game than they did all year long.
Mm-hmm. Brandy, what are your thoughts about how Tyrone Huntley performed in this game?
Yeah, I did expect him to have a little bit better of a game than he did. A lot of people compare him
Me
to
too.
Lamar. Sometimes, people are calling him Lamar Jr. So, I did expect him to have a better game, but they definitely, you could tell they were missing Lamar on their offense. They just weren't moving as well as they usually do. Like he said, they were relying more on their run. The Browns have given up 198 rushing yards against them, and J.K. Dobbins had 125 yards. He's been hurt back and forth this year, but this was probably one of his best games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to call him Lamar Light.
Listen, he is
like
actually really good though. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and that's why I truly, honestly believe the reason why they haven't paid Lamar is because of him.
Mm-hmm.
He has the same attributes as Lamar. No, he's not as fast as Lamar, but like he can run, he can pass. He actually got a better. He actually passes the ball better than Lamar. Actually, more accurate than Lamar. But he's one of those. Something that Lamar got that I feel he don't have. Lamar got that it factor. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna make it happen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Huntley has that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because he ain't played as much.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar got that. I'm gonna make it happen no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
If I can pass, I'm gonna run it and I'm gonna make this happen. I'm not. And with Huntley, you can tell like I want to make it happen, but at the same time, the coach called a pass play, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run this pass play.
But if it break down,
Yeah, but if it break down,
you already know what it is.
yeah. But he Lamar is I don't care if it break down or not. If my first or second read ain't there, I'm not looking at my third and fourth read. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
With Huntley, like I'm gonna look at my first and second read, then I'm gonna look at my third read, and then I may leave or I might look at my fourth read. Depends.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar don't care if it's open or not. The 1, 2 reads, I'm taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some when Huntley get that down, he might be that dude.
Brandy, how big of a win was this for the Cleveland Browns? We know that this team isn't going anywhere. Nothing's happening for us. There is a slim chance that we make the playoffs, even though a 2% chance, but we would need a lot of work and a lot of help in order to be able to do that. So, if I had a magic 8 ball that I would shake in front of me, it would say highly unlikely. But how big of a win was this for the Cleveland Browns against their division rivals who were tied for the division lead as of Saturday night?
Yeah, like you said, there isn't much chance of playoffs, but it also always is a good, win to get any win against a division rival. Even though they were missing Lamar, it was still a big win. And, we did see improvement in Deshaun on the offense as well. And the defense improved as well. So just looking at things like that for next season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm tired of having to say that. Looking at this for next season.
Well, I mean, that's where we're at though right now in this season because it's gone. And that's one of the things that, I wanted to talk with you guys about. Deshaun is improving week by week,
Yes.
but his addition also has derailed the offense. And I believe maybe if Jacoby Brissett was playing that game in Cincinnati, we would have won. I believe, if Jacoby Brissett was playing that game in Texas, we would have won by more than what we won by.
No. Let's be clarify this. The Texans have been playing. Texans are not a bad team. Their record don't show it, but every team they have played this year,
they played them hard.
No team have blown them out.
Mm-hmm.
No team has blown out the Texans yet. They haven't lost by like 3. Like yesterday, the Chiefs went overtime.
What was the score of that game?
34-26. I want to say.
Okay.
It was a overtime game with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Texans aren't as bad as we think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're missing like a couple, maybe 1 or 2 pieces that they probably get in the draft or get in the offseason. But mark my word, the Texans might be that team to watch next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
But Deshaun has produced 2 touchdowns since he's been back, and outside of that, like Eddie said, absolutely nothing. So, Brandy, we'll go with you first. How much has Deshaun Watson, his return, derailed the offense to you?
Yeah, it is tough just because, I think a lot of fans didn't expect, it to take this long for him to mesh well with the team.
Not at all. Super Bowl, baby. That's what I was expecting.
Right. I did expect, maybe one or the first 2 games we'd see the rust there, but only having those 2 touchdowns right now, he has the 60% pass completion, 568 yards in the 3 games. So, we have seen improvement with his strength and timing each week, but the offense definitely has slowed down. Even on the run game, it's affected that as well.
Just to piggyback off what Brandy just said, I agree with you 100%. I feel that they only playing him because they pay him this much money, so they're playing him because of that reason only.
But it's not good for your football team.
No. I was about to say I don't feel if he wasn't making that type of money, I don't think they would have played him at all this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
Guaranteed.
And I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have played him at all. It's just like you have to force it now because you're paying. When they upped it to 11 games,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would have missed the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd have been the backup.
But the Browns had every opportunity to win some of these games.
Absolutely.
And be in a better position than what they are right now. Once they lost to the Jets, that was a season right there. But they had opportunity to win that game. They had opportunity to win against Atlanta.
2 teams that have beat us were like, wow. That was the Dolphins game and the Patriots game.
Yeah.
Every other game was under 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
And we always had a lead in the fourth quarter. With the last few minutes left, we had the lead, and then we blow it in the last 2-3 minutes. So, with that being said, this team could have been easy a 2-loss team, but it goes back to coaching.
But the thing is, those players as well, despite the coaches, still don't know how to win. They still don't know how to do the little things, the dirty things that you have to do to win ball games. They still don't know how to do that. And once they learn how to do that, I felt like in 2020, they learned how to win games a little bit.
But the thing is, you're an extension of the coach.
Yeah.
If the coach don't know how to win those gritty games, you ain't gonna know how to win those gritty games. Those players are real life extensions of that coach. If that coach is a grind hard, busting your balls type of coach, that's the type of player I'll be. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all see the post game video of him talking to the team?
I did not.
I feel that we did a great job.
That's exactly how it sounds. I am not running through a wall for that guy. No. I'm not going out there and I'm not playing hard for that guy.
No.
It was monotone. It looked like he was reading from a script. He wasn't though, but it was very monotone. It wasn't like, give me as crazy as he is Dan Campbell or somebody like that. Talking about we Lions and we about to eat everybody. Give me Dan Campbell. I'll take that all day. I'll run through a wall for Dan Campbell.
Listen, the Lions play so hard now. The Lions they got their coach, and their coach is totally different. Like he's his first year coach, and you're betting on the Lions, even though you're like, man, this is the Lions. You really like, yeah, you know what? I will bet on the Lions because they're a different team with this guy.
Kevin Stefanski is like, the weather will be 30 degrees on Saturday for our next game. So, yeah. Ricky Smith says Lamar Light, that's a good one. Thanks for beating the Ratbirds. George Bendicki says beating the Crows Ravens is a division win any way you can take it. Until we are officially eliminated from the playoffs, anything is possible. Ask the Raiders when playing the New England Patriots or even the Vikings after playing the Colts. Mickey Delaney says, hey, Rachel, how are you? Hey, Brandy. Ricky Smith says, sounds like it was very Belichick-ish.
It was worse than Belichick.
Yeah, it was worse than Belichick.
I think that was worse than Belichick. You know.
Yeah.
Like Belichick might be monotone, but every now and then he might be like, yeah, not Kevin. Kevin ain't even give you hey. He was there.
Yeah, Brandy, you got to Google Kevin Stefanski's post-game speech. It's just a clip, maybe like a 30-second, maybe 45-minute clip, but it was just one of the most inspiring things after getting a win against your division rival that I ever seen in my life. And I'm just like, I'm not running through a wall for that dude. I'm not playing hard for that dude. Yeah.
Bro, like,
yeah.
I'm coming out. That's how you play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming out pumped. Now, can I ask you a question about this kicking?
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna take. We'll talk about that after the break. So we're gonna take a quick break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
What's up, bro?
As well as pre-training and support. Reconnect today with the help of the digital navigators. Call 216.
All right, bring my charger. Go ahead.
6990. This message is brought to you by the digital navigators.
137. 58, yeah, 137.
Our voices united. Burton Bell Car.
Yeah, what was up?
Radio. The holiday season is here, the time of year when we reconnect with our family, friends, and loved ones. It can also be inexpensive.
Yeah, it was down.
Everything costs more now, and holiday trips and gifts can add up quickly.
You ain't got to worry about that. TG live.
Connected virtually is just another costly bill each month, but it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Your digital navigator can help you find affordable internet plans and devices.
What you grabbing to eat, man? Tell me you got something to eat, bro.
Call the digital navigators at 216-307-6990 and find the right plan for your budget. Get connected to the internet and stay connected to your loved ones this holiday season through the digital navigators. This message is brought to you by the digital navigators and WOVU 95.9.
Don't touch it with your shrimp. I'm allergic to shellfish, bro.
Community Radio.
Okay, bro. All right, I'm back on the air. I'll hit you back.
All right. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. And remember, you can always keep it locked here on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM to hear us. You can also download that WOVU app so you can listen to us on the go. You can listen online at WOVU.org. And then also feel free to contact the station at any time with questions, comments, and concerns at 216-271-0959. And this is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. I'm here with Miss Brandy Fairfax. What's up, Brandy girl?
What's up, everybody?
Oh, I guess it'd help if I turned your microphone on. I'm sorry.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Brandy.
And I'm here with the front man, Eddie Scott. So Eddie had a question for us going into break. You had a question for us about special teams.
Yes.
Yes.
I know he's new, and I ain't giving up on him just yet. But what do you do to correct that? That's not coaching. That's self-inflicted.
Brandy, I'll let you take this first. What would you what your question is, what would you do to
What would
Kate
you
York
do?
to salvage the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I think, this off season is probably going to be the biggest off season for him, coming into next season to see if, he's able to start making these kicks. But, they drafted him and they used a draft pick for him. So, he needs to start performing or they're going to have to, look elsewhere to me.
Let me ask y'all this, and Brandy, you can take this first. Do you think Justin Tucker missing any field goals helped Kate York not possibly look so bad? Since you had the best kicker in probably NFL history missing out there, getting blocked and had a critical miss as well. Did it maybe like make Kate York not make it, not too bad?
I think, maybe a little bit, that was Justin Tucker's first game with multiple misses since 2018, and he is one of the best kickers. But at the same time, we have seen Cade York struggle this whole year.
So Brandy's not cutting him any slack.
So can I say Justin Tucker, he only missed because of blocks?
Well, he did have a miss though.
He had one miss that straight, which is unbelievable, but the other one was blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So York just missed it. It wasn't tipped.
Yeah.
It wasn't blocked.
But this was the same end zone as well too that they both missed from too.
I understand.
I don't know. That's not I don't think that's the dog pound. I think that is the dog pound. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't the dog pound.
Okay.
No, I agree. I can understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say York. No,
I'm not trying to save him.
Rachel,
I'm just saying.
Rachel do this every time. She try to save these guys. Rachel, we're not saving these
I'm
guys.
Captain Save a Sucker.
Listen, you Captain Saving. We're not saving this time. No.
She don't want to be saved. Don't
save.
save.
Yes, we're not saving nobody this time. He played horrible. He keeps playing horrible. And at this point, it's like, yo, what can we do to fix this?
Well, first of all, he's going to get a long leash because he was drafted by Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. And as we can see, they hold on to their draft picks a little longer than usual, even if they're not performing.
That's the problem.
So that's one of the issues right there. So you're kind of stuck with him. He's not going anywhere.
And see, the thing is this, like I said, I'll give him this year. He's a rookie. Give him this year, But come next year, if you haven't improved, now we see that you got a nice leg on you. You can make 60+ yarders, but I can't trust you to kick 60+ yarders.
But remember, we talked about could Corey Bojorquez be an issue as well for him holding the ball?
No, it was the hold. The hold was great. He had multiple great holds.
I'm just saying, there's rumors out there that, kickers struggle, and where he just came from, the Packers said that he might have been one of the reasons why their kickers struggle because of the way he holds the ball. I'm just saying that's what's been talked about.
All right, listen. Cleveland Browns, if y'all need a placeholder, call me up. I can hold the ball.
I'm just putting it out there.
If y'all want to blame on the holder, put me in, coach. You want to win, put Eddie in.
So let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think about the coaching? This time there was a 4th and 1, and Kevin Stefanski played it safe instead of trying to do a little razzle dazzle. He put Jacoby Brissett. He brought Jacoby Brissett in, and he did a quarterback sneak instead of going for the long ball, going deep, Donovan Peoples-Jones. So any credit given to Kevin Stefanski for doing the right thing in that situation and taking the high percentage 4th and 1? Because I wanted to ask him in the press conference, was there any hesitation at all, doing this again since it didn't work the last time? But I didn't get a chance to do so.
Hey, do you want to take, Brad, you want to take this one or you want me to?
You can go ahead.
There's no credit given.
He don't want to be safe.
Listen, you don't get credit for doing your job. You don't get credit for being a good mom or a good dad. This is what you're supposed to do. You did what you were supposed to do. Last week was the dumbest call. Listen, when you went for that call, when you did that call, they laughed at you. Like, oh, this fool here.
Yeah, because it
I'ma
didn't
throw-
work and it looked
I'm gonna
terrible.
bring a cold quarterback in to throw a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
This guy warmed up all game.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, like, he cold as ever. I'm gonna bring him in to throw it 40 yards and call it a day. When I know if I sneak the ball a couple inches, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't get credit for doing something you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give him credit for that. It's like saying give Bob Greer a lot of credit for being as great as he is. No, he's what he's supposed to do. You get paid to do it.
Yeah.
You're a head coach. You get paid to make good decisions. Make it.
Yeah.
Quit trying to outsmart everybody else and do what you. Everybody know you're gonna run the sneak. They can't stop it, so you let them run it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm playing ball, my coach said, I don't care. I'll give them my playbook. They can know every play I'm doing. If I execute it right, they can't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving them credit for this. Go ahead, Brandy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we talked about earlier, having the right play at the right time. And, luckily it worked. And it was nice to see, Jacoby be able to go in there and do that. But, the defense this week is going to see a lot of that when they're playing the Saints.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I missed George's comment. We was talking about kicking, but he also said real kicking in LSU is not like kicking in Cleveland,
Nope.
especially in this upcoming game with the weather that they are talking about. So yeah, some people are used to playing in nice temperatures, even including Deshaun Watson. Yeah, one of the reasons why he didn't want to come here, well, obviously he came here for $230 million, but one of the reasons why this wasn't initially on his list is because he wanted to play in warmer weather. So, we was a little bit down on the list. We originally got told no, but we came up with 230 reasons why for him to come here. So, but yeah, it's definitely different being able to kick that ball, especially, when the winds are swirling and stuff like that, being able to get it through those uprights. And it just, it just wasn't a good day. So at the end of the day, one of the things that needs to be worked on all camp is just, being able to kick and being able to execute, especially it really hasn't killed us per se. It really did in that game against, it's killed us in every game because we've lost by 7 points or less. But remember when we was beating the Chargers, missing that kick at that time, that killed us, that hurt. So any time you leave points off the table, it hurts. So let me rephrase that. But there's a lot that he needs to do in the off season to work on being the best kicker he can be. And he's a rookie, he's going to miss kicks. So, that's one of the things I'm like, I guess this is just what comes with the territory.
No, Rachel. No. Y'all just here trying to ease that one in there, though. Brandy, you heard it, ease it in. He is a rookie, so that's good with the territory. No, Rachel.
Well, even the greats miss kicks there first. I want him to do well. I want to believe in him. I want to not, be scared when he comes out and kicks a field goal. I want to have confidence in him. So I'm rooting for him as well. You know what I'm saying? But
right now,
yeah, and Kevin Stefanski, as far as calling a high percentage chance of the quarterback sneak, that was, I guess I can't compliment him for doing his job, but I'm glad he made the right decision compared to last week. Yeah. And does he not believe in Deshaun being able to get these quarterback sneaks? Because why does he keep bringing Jacoby Brissett in?
230 pounds. I mean, 6'4". I'm gonna trust Jacoby too. You got nothing to do with Deshaun Watson. You a $190. I'm trusting.
He ain't no $190. He's solid. Deshaun Watson is solid.
He only 6'1".
Yeah, something.
That's on in real life. I just saw him. He was at one of our Rams games. He ain't that big.
But his thighs was solid though.
Yeah, but you got Jacoby Brissett, who's he ain't known for running.
Lanky.
If he lean forward, he just lean forward.
Mm-hmm.
He got it. He'll get it. Like so, yeah. And with a good push from for Hunt or Tubbs, he's definitely gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna trust him.
So sorry, I got it at this point in Kevin Stefanski's coaching repertoire. I gotta commend him for making a smart decision. Like you said, you can't applaud nobody for doing their job, but Kevin Stefanski actually not outsmarting himself. I actually have to be proud of him for not doing that.
You see what we give him credit for not outsmarting himself,
right? Yeah.
Crazy.
You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. And we're going to go ahead and take another quick break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Yeah. It's sad.
Did you watch that? You watch that what's the game was it yesterday? Okay, the Boise State game.
No,
They have a quarterback in Boise State. This guy looks. I mean, I'm sorry. This is my first time seeing him play. To be honest with you, but he's 6'6". From what I see, the boy play. From what I saw yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I'm not wanting to watch his. Go back and watch it. I'm like, if he is just as way he looks, might be a nice little 6th-round draft pick for us.
Mm-hmm.
Round to pick up and have a good backup.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of around me a Kaepernick.
Because I think Jacoby and kind of played his way to another contract with another team. Right, yeah. Yeah. And defense let us down, so.
It definitely wasn't him. It definitely wasn't him this year. You can't blame Jacoby for the Browns losing.
Nope. I'll take back some stuff I was saying at the beginning of the year. I think everybody has to.
That's right, free. There's special programs with your family and friends. While you're there,
The quarterbacks that we have left. What is that supposed to mean?
University Circle. And listen up. I know you're gonna be skating. I know it's gonna be a little chilly. Warm up with a cup of hot chocolate from the concession stand. So whatever you do,
have we talked about all of our Browns topics? You want to talk about anything? I think we went through all of our Browns topics.
Oh, you know what we went to.
Well, I don't think we're gonna spend a whole hour on the cast. I was thinking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about regarding the Browns?
My Browns all day long. We go back to as far as like what we think about Jacoby, you know what I'm saying? Did he take his way to another contract somewhere else? Okay. The Browns, would he still be a backup somewhere?
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I'm here with Brandy Fairfax, and I'm here with Eddie, the front man, Scott, in studio with me, and we were just talking during the break time. We were talking about Jacoby Brissett and this performance that he has put on throughout the year. And when you look back at the body of work that he's done, he hasn't been the reason that the Browns have lost these games. If anything, he's quite the opposite, and he's done a great job, sir. He's just done a great job. Why I say sir? He's done a great job, and more than anything, it was the defense and the way the defense had played is that what let him down. But after his overall body of work, has he played himself into a starting role with another team that might need a quarterback?
Go ahead, Brandon. I'm going to go ahead first.
Yeah, I think, possibly he can. I think there's going to be a lot of teams this next season that are going to be looking for a new quarterback. So, depending on what quarterbacks and how many are going to be in the draft, he could possibly.
So for me, I agree with you. I feel like if you're looking for a solid quarterback who plays to not lose, you'll get Jacoby. He's a solid backup, but if I was for example, for me, if he was on that Saints team, it'd be a better team this year. I think they would have been. You know what I'm saying? I think like I said earlier, I would not have started. He'd be starting right now for the Browns if it was me. I understand why he's not starting for the Browns. I understand $230 million is the reason why he's not starting for the Browns. But if it was me right now, he looked like a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. And the record isn't because of him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would definitely have given him a starting position somewhere next year for sure. But it all depends on what's coming out. And even to me, it ain't even about who's coming out because even if it's just a 1 year contract with somebody as a starter, where the draft pick I pick can learn from can learn from him, I'll do that also. You know what I'm saying? So, like Carolina, I think he'd be a good fit for Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I think they definitely need a quarterback. So I think he'd be a really good fit for Carolina. And to be real, I think he probably would have been a good fit for in San Francisco right now. Even though they got Garoppolo who's hurt and they got Love who's hurt. Garoppolo will be out for a long while. So
You know how much I love Jimmy.
oh my goodness, I think yeah, you might not be seeing him for a little while. I don't love that, but I know he's out too. But I think the coach will probably fit well in that type of offense.
Yeah, working with Kyle Shanahan.
They actually run heavy, and then they do a lot of boots. And his bootleg is really good. Like, and he don't get enough credit for it, but you know, running that offense, we don't get to see it as much. But he run a really good rollout. So for me, yeah, there's plenty of teams that I feel he's solid. Is it 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, starting quarterbacks in the NFL that's better than Jacoby? No, it's not 32 quarterbacks that's better than Jacoby right now.
Yeah, I think Jacoby Brissett has played his way into a starting role and just has to be the right fit and a coach that's willing to play up to his strengths. You know, he's not the strongest quarterback out there in the streets, but, he's a good, serviceable quarterback, a game manager who can get you wins. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen here for the Cleveland Browns, at the time that he was a starting quarterback, but it could have happened. But if not for, that's the expression that we use a lot in the insurance industry, but if not for, other reasons is the reason why this team isn't in the playoffs or playoff contention when it could have been. You had one of the best offenses in the NFL. You average 25 points. Now that's down. So that's not good. But, hopefully, if anything, you're trending up. But, I think that he has done an excellent job, better than everybody thought or said that he was going to do. And you got to tip your hat off to him, because he came in here with nothing to lose. And I wouldn't even say he came in here with everything to prove. He was just supposed to, hold the I wasn't in the Navy, but whatever that to drive the ship. He was supposed to hold on to that and just drive the ship for a little bit, but we actually could have been, he was here for 6 weeks and then it turned into 11 and things got different. But I wouldn't say that those things went different because of his play. It was because of the defense. And that's one of the things because we're going to get the Cavs in a second, Ricky. I know you want to talk about Donovan Mitchell and we're going to talk about him. But one of the things we want to talk about is how well the defense performed. And Brandy, how well did this defense perform to you? Was there anybody who stood out and had great games to you?
Yeah, I think the Browns definitely played well yesterday. One of the people being Denzel Ward, but
I said that earlier.
I think we've seen the Browns play really well on defense when they're able to get turnovers. Yesterday or Saturday, we saw the blocked field goal. They were able to get the interception, the forced fumble, and they also didn't let them score any touchdowns. And right now, the Browns are ranked 17th in defense efficiency, but back in mid-October, they were ranked 31st. And if you look at the quarterbacks they've played since, it's Joe Burrow, they've played Tom Brady, they've played Josh Allen. So the defense has definitely improved in the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we give credit to Joe Woods on that.
I'm gonna let you answer that one, Brandy.
Brandy just rolled her eyes. Y'all know I ask this question every week. Are we still firing Joe Woods or no?
I'm not sure if you can give the credit to him. I think it's just the players have found probably the way to execute the game plan the past few weeks better.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're getting their marks and everything like that, and just making plays, something that they struggle to be able to do. I think being able to hold the Baltimore Ravens, who normally has a very prolific offense, to 3 points, even though you had a backup quarterback. I think that says a lot. So hats off to them for having a great game. Being able to get after Tyler a little bit as well with a couple sacks. So messing up his rhythm and timing and things like that. So I think that was great about the defense. Ricky had a great comment too. He said, "Look at the resurrection of Geno Smith's career. Brissett can land softly on someone's NFL roster, and that team would be none the worse for wear." So I agree with that too. That's a great point, Ricky, as well. And I think Jacoby Brissett would like to see a comment like that too. So I definitely think so. But let's go ahead and switch to the Cleveland Cavaliers and talked a little bit of Browns. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a huge game tonight. The Utah Jazz is in town. This is Donovan Mitchell's former team. So I don't know if you say, how is it a revenge game when a team trades you?
Is it really a revenge game though?
I don't. I mean, you could be because they traded him, so I guess he could want to get revenge.
It was something you asked for though.
Right.
You asked for a trade, they traded you. They traded you where you wanted to go. Probably not, but probably not. But at the same time, it's just a trade. So
Oh, he wanted to go to New York?
I think. Well, yeah, I think he didn't want to be here. I ain't gonna say he didn't want to be here in Cleveland. Let me not say that. I'm gonna say that it wasn't his first choice. But most times, most teams ain't gonna give you to where you want to go. They're gonna trade you to a team that's not. They're not gonna trade you to the West. They're not gonna trade you into your division. So more than likely, they're gonna trade you somewhere where you're not gonna affect you that much. And Cleveland was that team. I appreciate them.
But Cleveland's better than Knicks.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why would you want to go to a sorry team? Like,
small market team.
No, but at the end of the day, they working on things like that. I know somebody directly involved. This is like LeBron made this a big market. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
so
he made Cleveland a market for him.
Right, but Donovan Mitchell can do the same thing as well. Does he have any shoe deals? I don't think he has any shoe deals. Yeah, but this is what you make of it. You know what I'm saying? He could be doing commercials and all that other stuff too if he wanted to. You all right over there, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm good. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out.
I think his shoe deals with Adidas.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with Adidas? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So he got a shoe deal. He got all that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think he can make this city, a market towards him and all that other stuff that comes along with that.
He can make it marketable towards him, but we're still gonna always be a small market team.
Mid market, thank you.
Mid market, whatever Rachel want to do for Cleveland. Rachel, we're a big market. To Rachel, because we're a big city, so we're a big market. No, we're not. We're not that big of a city. We're kind of small. But I do agree with you. Like you can when you come to New York, when it goes to New York, everybody goes to New York to make most money because I don't care how bad the Knicks are. Guess who's gonna be there? Fans. The Cavs are bad. How much you paying for a ticket? Right, get it for free.
When the Browns are bad, did you hear about how people had nailed tickets to light poles and stuff, and people wasn't even taking them?
Well, guess what? You already paid for those tickets.
I would get free tickets, and I couldn't get anybody to go to the games. When I wanted to give them away.
Listen, I was a season ticket holder up until last year, and because they went up on the prices, that's the reason I stopped. I was the 0-16 person. I was giving those tickets away. I was like, man, as much as I want to, I'm not going to the cold. I'm gonna go ahead to church service and quit missing church service for these boys. So I think I jinxed them though, honestly. So I'm no longer a season ticket holder. So
Well, that 1-15 game, I made my dad go because I got him tickets for like either his birthday or Father's Day, or it might have been his birthday in September. And he was trying to do everything possible to get out of that game. And I'm like, you're going to that game. And that was the only game that they won, was that 1-15 was against the what was against the Chargers at the time, right? The San Diego Chargers, and they hit that field goal and won the game. But he was trying to do everything possible not to go to that game. And I'm like, you're going to the game. He was like, you sure you don't want me to get, he was like, you sure you don't want to get the tickets away? I'm like, you're going.
He's like, baby, you want me to be real? I know your favorite. You can't go to the game.
I'm like, you're going. And he went and they won. So, but at the end of the day, I understand you not wanting to do the, because look at the product. It'd be different if, this was a better team and they were worthy of your money, but it's not. How we get on the Browns? Anywho, Brandy, do you feel that this is a revenge game for Donovan Mitchell?
I don't think he considers it a revenge game. It kind of seemed like he, wanted out of Utah as well. By what he talks about, that he was just talking about how much, he loves Cleveland in his interview yesterday. So it seems like he's happy to be here, but I wouldn't consider it a revenge game for him.
Maybe more Colin Sexton, since he got traded out, but Colin Sexton will not be playing because he has a little soreness. Maybe a revenge game for Lauri Markkanen as well, because he got traded, part of that deal too. So it'll definitely be, very interesting for Larry Markkanen and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Donovan got traded to the better team. So I'm like, what is there to be upset about? You're doing good. You're going to make the playoffs, but really what kind of started his issues in Utah was what happened with Rudy Gobert and COVID. And I just think that was something that they were never able to recover from. And he kind of, that started him wanting out then.
That was a crazy situation.
Yeah, but that's kind of what started to sour the relationship with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, but then Rudy Gobert is not there no more.
I know, right?
So
like, yeah.
But yeah, that whole situation was crazy. Like, let's be real. Like, even now, they're sitting here thinking about it. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think he may do like it here now. But what's his first choice before? Like, I think if he had a choice, he probably would have came here on his own. But now that he's here and he's seeing like, hey, yo, this is not a bad team. I think he's like, yeah, I like this team. Like, and now they're starting to gel. Even though Garland is like taking a step back, but they really started to gel again. And I'm like, yo, like, so now I'm thinking like, yeah, you know what? Maybe it was better choice. That'd be a better deal for him. He definitely got the best part of that deal, coming to this team compared to, somewhere else.
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to talk about that question, because that was one of the things I had for us talking about today, was about is Darius Garland regressing a little bit? Is it because, he wants to Donovan to get a little bit more shine and control the ball and things like that, or is because we're having some skill issues? So we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Man, Chris Styles got me a smoothie. They got kale and spinach in it. Huh? No, he got me a smoothie.
Oh,
he paid for it, so he picked it. I'm like, oh shit, I feel my stomach.
Kale and you already drunk it?
Yeah. That liquid roughage.
Yeah,
oh man. All right, welcome back to Her and the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. I'm here with the front man Eddie Scott and Miss
Yeah.
Brandy Fairfax, and they are with me today. And right before we went to break, we said we were going to talk about whether or not Darius Garland is having some playing issues. Is he regressing a little bit as a player, or is he stepping aside a little bit to allow Donovan Mitchell to grow? Because to me, Donovan Mitchell obviously is a superstar on the team. He's the addition that this team needed to get to the next level. All they need is a three. But Brandy, what are your thoughts about that, Darius Garland? And obviously, you can't step into his head, but do you feel like there's issues with him playing, or that he just is still feeling and learning and working with Donovan to carve out roles?
Yeah, to me, I think if you look at this team, especially from last year to this year, the person who had to adjust the most on this team with Donovan coming in is Darius. So to me, I think, he still just needs more time to, mesh with Donovan and kind of, refigure out his role with the team. So I think he will figure it out. He's still a young player as well, but, I think in the next month, I think, we'll finally see the Darius that we saw last season, as well as, having Ricky Rubio coming back, I think will be a big help because his leadership for Darius was huge last year.
Mm-hmm. And Ricky Smith says Cleveland, Portland, and Sacramento are all in the same NBA small boat. George says there's a great article from Anscape via ESPN about Mitchell by Marcus J. Spears, and it is a long but worth the read about Donovan Mitchell. So I look forward. I heard about that as well, but I look forward to reading that and getting to know a little bit more about him. But I also feel like Darius is trying to figure out what to do, that ebb and flow, how to work off of a ball dominant guard and learning his role. And he's still, a young player in the NBA as well. This is his third year. So, he's still learning and growing. And, now he's playing alongside a superstar, because that's what I consider Donovan Mitchell. He's playing alongside him. So, they're still learning each other's game and stuff like that, and their strengths and weaknesses. So I think, by All-Star break and stuff like that, I think it'll be all good in the hood.
I agree. I think them everybody else said this is still how can I put it? This is a still at that rough draft stage. You know what I'm saying? We only got a certain amount of games together, mind you. They don't have it. They don't have because both one of them was hurt. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get to play but the preseason together. So this is new to them. But do I think Garland's going to get to the point. Garland is starting to understand like, okay, I can be Scottie Pippen to Jordan. I can be, you know, Boobie Gibson to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like he's starting to understand like you're gonna still get your shine, bro. Like, but you're the 1A compared to the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not bad. You're not the superstar level yet. You're a star level. Eventually, you may get to the superstar level, but right now you're just at the star level. So allow your superstars to be superstars. He's starting to understand that hey, it's a team. Because if we win the championship, guess what? I win the championship too. I just you know what I'm saying they're gonna say, oh, Darius Garland won the championship. They're gonna say the Cavs won the championship. So now I'm thinking he's starting to get that. And like you said, with Ricky Rubio coming back, who was a big help for him last year. Like he was a big help for Garland. I think it's gonna get nothing but better. Like you said, All-Star break coming is around the corner. I think we're gonna be okay.
So far, right now they're on a 6-game homestand. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are 2-0 so far in the homestand. Hopefully they can win tonight. They had a quality win over the Pacers and a close win by 1 point over the Dallas Mavericks. And they played the Dallas Mavericks on the road last weekend. I want to say, was it Wednesday that they played them?
Yes.
Yeah, they played them Wednesday on the road, and kind of from wire to wire, dominated that game. They didn't win by a ton of points, but it was a good victory. It was something that happened on the road, something that doesn't happen quite often for them. So that was something that they needed, and they had Luka Doncic. Luka was playing. And this Dallas team came in here on Saturday night without Luka and gave the Cleveland Cavaliers everything that they had. And the Cleveland Cavaliers needed. We went into overtime that game. Did we go into overtime on Saturday?
Yep.
No, you did go overtime.
Okay. Okay, yeah, they went to overtime and they gave the Cavs everything they had without Luka. So, that was a great victory as well because you don't want to lose at home. You always want to protect home court. And so far, they only have 2 losses at home. They lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings. So that's a good thing. But
Yeah, they have home record right now in the NBA.
Oh, they do? What's our home record?
Just those games that we've lost that you just said, and that's it.
Okay.
And then with that overtime win, they're 5-0 now in overtime. So they have been having a hard time closing out games, but in overtime they're 5-0. So they've been doing pretty good with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely a great stat to be 5-0 in overtime. George says that DG is not regressing. He's adapting to Donovan's play. Click as it may, but each team, every game is a learning process. We are fine. Also, pound the rock inside the block, setting the outside shot. And what do y'all think about Evan Mobley all of a sudden, trying to be this 3-point superstar? Are y'all okay with him taking
Stop it now. 7'1". If you don't get down the blocks,
he's hit 2 wide open shots because for a long time, threes were not looking good for him.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but boy, if you don't get down those blocks, 7'1", you try to shoot 3.
And it had been terrible for the whole season.
Don't put in that block. You made 2 3-points. Now you think you carry
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Boy, get your butt down in that block, man. And George, nobody say he was regressing. No, I
posed that question.
Yeah, I don't think we were saying he was regressing. We were acting. But once we got to explain what we were saying, we were just saying like we were saying the same thing you were saying, like he started to let Donovan take over and him being the Robin to the Batman. That's all.
Ricky said he trying to imitate Joel Embiid.
No. That's why the Phillies got the record they got, because Joel Embiid should be in the post too. And the blocks handle his business, even though he do though. Joel Embiid is lost. Don't know wrong. But still, when you hit 7 foot anything, you shouldn't even know what a 3-pointer look like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's that Dirk Nowitzki stuff, man.
Yeah, and Evan is not there. He's improving a lot in this game. You notice he's bringing the ball up. Yeah. But when you have situations when there's defenders down there, he absolutely has no handles and should be giving up the ball a lot sooner. So you don't want him taking that ball in, bringing it down like he's a point center or whatever, a point forward. You don't want him doing that because the handles and the ball, action is just not there yet. Also, he needs to put a little bit more meat on the bones because he doesn't bring it down very strong at all. So I'm like, Evan, pass it off a lot sooner than what you're doing because I don't really want you touching the ball because those can be easy turnovers. But one of the things I want to ask you guys, because we got 2 minutes left, the losses, like the Cavs' inability to hold down the lead, what can they do to improve on these turnovers?
That's a tough one. I think when it comes to the turnover game, that's self-inflicted. You gotta improve on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand your surroundings, and you gotta be able to. And it comes to trust too. You gotta be able to trust the ones around you. We try to make the last second passes, and make the right pass at the right time. I think that's coaching. I think that's self-inflicted.
Brandy, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's tough sometimes. They tried to do too much and not play simple, which I think, sometimes that hurts them and it causes turnovers. So I think, just having the communication there as well.
Okay, yeah, I agree with all that. Well, everybody, thank you for being here today. Appreciate you. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM, and we are out of here.